when you're experimenting on a program, like you have to fully immerse yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Oh, and a full year, and that lets you save. Who cares?
Welcome to a brand new edition of Ageless Energy, where we talk about how to burn fat, increase energy, and balance hormones for women over 40. Over the past 20 years as a performance coach, I've worked with hundreds of women that have the exact same struggles you do. I hope to shine some light with this podcast on what can be the most challenging time of your life and let you know there is hope to find success with your health and what you're looking for. Please share and enjoy. Hey! Hello, everyone. I am excited to jump on here. This is the Ageless Energy podcast. You may be listening live or streaming. You may be watching live or streaming the audio version afterwards. Regardless, we work with women 40 plus to help them increase energy, burn body fat, and balance hormones. And here we are today live on a, let's say, improv type of show. Then I'll tell you what, let me tell you what happened. So we often do lives Friday mornings, and then I kind of scaled that back a bit for a number of reasons, which I can talk about here in the future for those that are interested. But I kind of scaled that back. So I started doing less lives, but then we have more bigger like master classes planned, like the Harvard study some of you watched. And if you missed that Harvard study, you definitely want to watch it. So let us know in the comments, and we will send it your way. So my lovely wife, Dorothy, she plans my personal life. So I usually check like, hey, what do we have going on this day? And is it a good idea to do this or book that? And I didn't ask. And she's like, oh, I had Friday morning. So I went on live in our MAP group. That's our one-on-one member group, our Metabolism Accelerator program. And I said, hey guys, I'm going to go live on Friday. And then I send him, and then Dorothy's like, hey, you actually have something going on Friday morning. So I said, sorry guys, no live. And then she got a email this morning that our appointment was canceled. I was very frustrated because first of all, that was supposed to be in the evening or in the afternoon. So I could have done my live and everything was fine, but they changed the appointment to the morning and then they canceled it this morning. So very frustrated. So that's why, for those of you that aren't quite sure, we usually send out an email and we send out a text message for those that want to be on those lists to let them know when we're going live. So here we are after I said we're not going to be. We are going to be. And I got to tell you why. So I got this new DSLR camera. So secretly, if it's not apparent, I'm a bit of a nerd at heart. And I like tech stuff. And I'm not really good at tech stuff. I just like it. It's odd, right? Because you usually like stuff that you're good at. Like sports. I was good at sports because I played them all the time. Tech stuff interests me because I think it's cool and it's like amazing of all the tech things that tech can do. But I'm not particularly good at it. And I really wanted to jump on here and try my new camera and show it off for you guys. And go over a few things. So this is just a live random Q&A session. If you want to hang out with me, fantastic. And if you have questions, please ask below. That's always helpful. So again, this is going on as a podcast, so you may be hearing this. If you're only hearing this, you got to see the video. The video is awesome. And So I got to tell you, usually, so I have an older camera. It's a DSLR camera. The quality is really good, but it's older technology. And it would take me 10 to 15 minutes to set up and focus that camera because it wasn't autofocus. It has autofocus, but it's really poor technology compared to this. And this technology is amazing. I can see that camera, I can see the lens on that camera, and the screen, and it is focused on my eye. That's how, I can tell it's tracking my eyes. That's how the technology has advanced. Like my other one, my other camera, I would literally sit in the chair and I would try to focus it, and then I'd go back behind the camera and see if it was focused. Then I would come back and sit here, and sometimes it wouldn't be focused, and I'd spend so much time trying to get it together. It was so So frustrating. I should have done this years ago, but of course these cameras aren't cheap. They're a bigger investment. But I don't have to do any autofocusing. I just point and shoot. It's a Sony. It's a small one. It's lightweight. I could carry it in my pocket if I wanted to. Not like a phone. It still has a lens, but so that's me kind of nerding out. I don't know if anyone's interested. Is anyone into cameras at all? Let me know in the comments. And you know what the thing is, like I was always a bit jealous because I see these guys like with like big audiences and seemingly to have successful businesses, and I'm like, oh, like what kind of camera do they have, and what kind of investment do they put in, and I'm just like, and for us, like we're always trying to improve. That's something that's important to me, is that not just getting the job done, it's getting the job done. And then from there, how can you get better? And I think it's so interesting. Like as an entrepreneur, it's so interesting to watch other businesses. And like there's no nice way to put this, but a lot of businesses' products aren't very good, and that's all there is to it. Like that's the truth. And I feel like someone should tell them that. Not me. I'm not going to do that. Someone should tell them that so they know they need to get better. Like when I started doing YouTube videos. When I started doing a radio show and podcast, like I wasn't very good. Like you're not good at anything when you first started, but you have to commit to getting better at it. And this, of course, we do. Those of you, maybe you're newer, but we do. Our business is based around nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, meal planning, grocery shopping, clean recipes, clean ingredients, supplementation, the best ingredients you could possibly put in your body with supplements that actually work. And that's what we do. So if you're to compare this conversation to your lifestyle and looking at your relationships, that's a big thing. Like, are you trying to improve your relationship? Like it could be with your spouse. And I think some people put zero effort into their relationship and they're like, don't know why their relationship isn't working. And that could be your relationship with friends. Like, oh, like we all like always you're like, oh, I don't have very, very many friends. I don't have much support. And I'm like, well, how much effort do you put into your friendships? And most people, it's very minimal. Like they cancel all the time, don't go out of their way to meet someone halfway, they don't reach out to send a message. Like you're putting zero effort in. So how could you expect that to get better? Same thing with workouts. Like what can you get better at with workouts? What can you prep ahead of time? Do you have your mat laid out? Do you have your time, like a time set for you in advance? Whether that's like a time when you're going to work out, the day, what workouts you're going to do, all these things. Like that's what we do within our Metabolism Accelerator program. But with what we do is we try to remove the variables. We try to remove the excuses. We try to make it as easy as possible. So if that's not something you're paying a service for, you need to continue to do that on your own. And going back to the entrepreneur side, we went to a market last night and, there's so many products that just aren't good. And that's okay if you're committed to getting better at it. And I just feel like that's an ongoing problem with people that aren't committed to improving their business or their craft or their hobby or whatever it is if they want to, and then putting no effort in to make it better. So hopefully you can take something away from that learning experience or that conversation and understand, like, whatever it is that you want to improve on in life, it's going to take effort. It's going to be a learning curve. Like for this thing, it's pretty slick. I got to tell you, like with my other camera, I had to like download a driver and I had to use an external, like a third party app to stream at the time. Like this is pretty slick. I went to, 1 3-minute YouTube video, had a stream on my Sony, plug and go, like plug and play. But that's how far like technology has come. And I think like, I'm pretty sure was it Abraham Lincoln who said, I don't know the time frame. He said something along the lines of, if I had 7 hours, does anyone know this quote? If I had 7 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend 5 sharpening my axe. Like you need the proper tools. And I suppose like if you're looking at business wise, it's difficult when you're starting out because you don't have the money to invest in yourself or your business. But for those of you that want to invest in a healthier lifestyle, like you have to invest your time, you have to invest your energy, you have to find a way to make it happen. Like how can you meal prep more efficiently? Because nobody has time, right? Like how often do I hear I didn't have time to meal prep? And maybe every day, at least 5 times a week. right? And it's like, oh, like, okay, but that's the work. That's the craft. You have to figure out how to manage your time so you can better properly meal plan. Like that's the game. It's not for me, it's not good enough to be like, I didn't have time. Like, too many things got in the way, too many obstacles. Like, those are just excuses, right? Like, let's be real. Let's break it down. Like, at the very bare minimum, bare bones, that's just an excuse for a reason why it didn't happen. And of course, life happens and life tends to get in the way, but it's always like that. So you have two people, like one person that's going to find a way regardless. And you have someone that life always gets in the way. Like which one do you think is going to be successful? Like, it's clear, obviously. So I want to compare that to what we're doing right now. So we're working on a newer meal plan because we have our Metabolism Accelerated program. That's a meal plan that we work with our clients one-on-one, and we create a meal plan based on their weight, and we put them into a calorie count for the phase that they want to be in. So that could be weight loss, it could be maintenance, it could be more weight loss, it could be minimal weight loss. Like, it really depends on their situation, how much they want to lose, how much time we have for them, etc. So that's very specific meal planning. On top of that, we do workouts and we do support one-on-one coaching. So this program that we're working on, we want to try something different. And for me, I'm always interested in trying something new or something different. I get bored easily, but that's not to say that you should jump off ship. We've been doing the MAP program for over a year and a half, and I thought maybe it's time to introduce something a little bit different. So with anything that we do, we experiment on our own body, and we want to see if it's going to work. So I'm at week 2. This is my second week, and I've dropped, and I don't usually, just to preface, I guess, I usually try to gain muscle mass without body fat, which is a little bit different than keeping your muscle mass and burning body fat. So for me, my goal is to keep my muscle mass and burn body fat and drop some inches. So this is my experiment. And now Dorothy's a little bit different. She would be more in the women, like the majority of the women's category, who either just want to lose weight or burn body fat. To me, those are two different things. A lot of times when you lose weight, you lose muscle mass with it. Especially that's dangerous, especially women over 40, because as you lose muscle mass, your metabolism tends to slow down. Risk of osteoporosis increases. You're more inclined to have arthritis. So you don't want to be thin, frail, with no muscle mass. You want to build muscle mass with minimal body fat. And then but you look at most of the mainstream programs and it's like, just lose weight. Then you see someone that drops 40 pounds and they don't look healthy. They look frail. They look like ill. So big difference between just losing weight. So the first weekend, Dorothy's down 2.2 pounds for her. I started early before her. I'm down 4.8 pounds, I think. So, and I want to tell you this is because we're going to release this to the public soon after we're done our trial. However, it's an experiment. And for me, I like experiment. Like, I like experimentation. Like, sometimes people, like, they expect everything to be perfect, like, without question. Like, they jump into a program and they're like, if this isn't perfect, it's not going to work for me, right? So, and there's different levels of people that jump in. Some people, this might blow some of your minds. It did for me before I understood it. Some people join a program hoping it will fail, or they look at all the reasons it won't work for them because they're a special snowflake. Doesn't matter how many people it's worked for in the past, it won't work for them. They'll find a reason why it won't. I'm not talking about our program specifically. I'm talking about, it could be a product, it could be a service, it could be anything. But we have to understand that there's a percentage of people that don't want things to work for them so they can continue to be a victim, and they can continue to be like, this doesn't work for me, I've tried everything, right? Because it takes effort. It takes time and effort to continually work towards things that stretch your comfort zone, continue to see results. Like, you have to continually stretch your comfort zone if you want to continue to see results. That's the bottom line. That's with everything. If you want to have a better relationship with your spouse, maybe you got to stretch that comfort zone and you have to compromise a little bit more, right? If you want to see better results with exercise, then you have to do a bit more or do things that are a bit more challenging than you're used to. Same thing with meal planning. How many times we work with people that are like, you might like this one. You might understand this one. A lot of people are like, no fish, not just no fish, but no seafood. They're like we hear that a lot of in Alberta. They're far different from the East Coast. So it's interesting when you work with different people from different provinces. And I imagine when we start working with more people in different countries, it'll be similarly different. And, but a lot of people in Alberta are like, no seafood. So you're limiting your ability to try different things, to expand your mind, to see different results because you have a smaller pool to choose from, right? So it's worth understanding that the less you're willing to make adjustments and changes, I would say the less you're willing to see results, right? Just think about the opposite of someone that is willing to try and do just about anything to see results. Compare that to someone that's willing to do like a couple things. Like who would be more inclined to see more results? Obviously, that's an obvious answer in my opinion. So this is an experiment and it's working. And I think that's amazing. But there's experiments we've tried that haven't worked. So I guess my point is like when you go into something and you're trying different things, understand that it may not work. It may or may not work, but you have to be willing to put in the effort to make that happen. So we're doing something a little bit different that we haven't done before, and I don't want to share too much of it yet because we're going to have an official launch, and share all the details behind the scenes. But we're doing some things that we don't usually do for experimental purposes, and I'm like, don't know if this is going to work. Don't know if I want to do this. And for me, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if I want to recommend this or if this is the road I want to go down. If that's the case, then I don't do it. If it's not something I want to recommend, then I don't do it because I don't think there's no point for me to experiment on myself and to not tell someone else to do it from a business standpoint. So, but here's the thing that like the experiment won't work if you're not willing to try to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're like, if you're kind of half in, half out, it's not going to work if you half try something. Like for me, like we have a very clear template set out in front of us. These are the foods that we're eating. I'm particularly not doing more cardio. That's one. Also because of my toe. Some of you heard about my how I cut my toe situation. But I didn't want to change too many variables because the more variables you change, the harder it is to keep track. So we have people come into our program and we're like, this is the meal plan. This is how much you eat. This is exactly how many calories you eat. This is when you eat. These are the recipes that you prepare. Like everything that we offer our MAP clients, that's what you do. That's it. And those people that stick the closest to that plan and program see the best results. And we know that because we have that data, we have that experience. The people that are like, how about I try this? How about I try that? Or I missed this meal, or I changed this meal. And I'm not saying that you're not able to do that. As you move through the program, we teach our clients how to do that. The challenge is what I'm saying is that there's so many variables. It's hard to be like you missed your workout. Why? That's more important. Or you didn't eat that meal plan because, or you didn't follow the meal plan because, or you skipped that meal or changed that meal. So we have to, there's more work and there's more effort trying to figure out what's working, what isn't, instead of just following the program and doing exactly what we're asking of you, right? So that's different. And you can consider that an experiment for whatever it is that you're working on. So this new meal plan that we're working on is just the meal plan. It's not including workouts and the reason I'm doing this is because a lot of people come to us and they say, well, I just want workouts. And I'm like, we don't do that. Or I just want a meal plan. I'm like, and I don't like to do that is because you don't see the results you're hoping for. It's the exact same thing I'm talking about with your variables here is that if there's too many variables, like just think about you trying to put one puzzle together, right? But you have one puzzle from one box, or one piece of the puzzle from one box. And then you have a different piece of the puzzle from another box. And then the third piece of the puzzle is from another, you're not going to get the picture you're hoping for. So when people come to us and they're like, well, I'm working with a mindset coach over here. And then I'm doing nutrition from over there. And I'm pretty good with workouts. So I just do those on my own. And I'm like, what do you, there's too many variables. There's too many different pieces. There's too many different coaching. Like if you want one program to show you the best results, you get it from one area. And if you don't have the expert that has the ability to do that, then you have the wrong fit for what you're looking for, right? So, and I think it's just a misunderstanding of what people actually want. Like, you want that full picture and you need that, and all the pieces need to match, because if they don't match, then you're going to have one guy that's going to tell you to do this with mindset, and then you're going to have one workout that doesn't match with that meal plan, and someone's going to say, oh, well, I'm on the carnivore diet, and then they're going to say, I don't have any energy to do workouts. And I'm like, that's because you're only eating meat. Or they're going to come to me and they're bloated, right? And I just did this video. We'll release that another time. I just did this a video of looking at one of our clients, and 100% digestion issues. Very little was body fat. And she lost only 10 pounds, maybe 15 pounds. But she looked like she lost like 25 to 30 pounds. But the majority of what we did is we fixed her digestion. So she had more energy. She lost her bloating. Her body went like this. And it almost looks like it's photoshopped. That's what I was thinking when I was like, oh my gosh, who's going to believe this? Only 10 pounds. And it was like such a drastic change. And the thing is, if you don't have someone working on nutrition properly, or if you don't have a trainer that understands digestion, then that trainer's like, you're bloated, you're not dropping inches, do more abs and do more cardio. And I'm like, that's not going to get you the results you're looking for. Or you have other people, like people that self-train, and they do that to themselves, right? They're like, oh, I'll just do more cardio, that'll drop my body fat. And it's not the body fat that needs to worry about, it's the bloating that's the challenge, right? And if you don't have you don't have an expert that knows exactly what's happening when they look at I look at a progress picture and I'm like, okay, this is what needs to be worked on. These are things that we can help, and these are the results that are going to be seen. But if you don't have someone that has the experience to do that, then you're kind of stuck out on an island, like struggling. That's why people come to us for 40 years. They've been struggling for 20, 30, 40 years. And I say, well, have you ever hired a coach? Like, no. I'm like, well, that's their job to do that, to get you the results that you're hoping for. So that's why you need someone from the outside in, instead of you struggling for another 20 years. Okay. I'm not sure if I got off topic, but what I was saying is that when you're experimenting on a program, like, you have to fully immerse yourself. Otherwise it's not going to work. Nothing's going to work. So that'll be coming out soon. That's going to be meal plan specific, separate from workouts. And we're working on a new platform, which I'm very excited about. And, like different than Facebook. Like, Facebook is great. We've built our audience on Facebook. I don't particularly like all my eggs in one basket, because we don't really do too much on other platforms, social media platforms. We do text messages and emails. That's why we collect them, because if something were to happen with our Facebook account, we'd at least still be able to contact you guys. But the new platform is actually called School. Some people have experience with it and some people don't, but it's for learning. It's not social media distractions. It's not people ranting or talking about politics. There's no ads, there's no stories, there's no reels. Everything is stripped away. It's just for learning. And I think that's amazing. So we are going to launch our new program on that platform. And I'm okay. Like, I know people don't like change. People don't want to learn something new. I'm okay with that. I feel like this is a good move for us business-wise, to help more people on a deeper level instead of all the confusion. That doesn't mean we're not going to be doing our podcast. That doesn't mean we're not going to be still on social media or posting on Facebook. It just means that those people that are interested in that course and probably future courses, it's just like, that's what it's for. It's built for learning. It's built for courses. I feel like Facebook was built for community, for family, for friends, for a different engagement level. And this is built for a different thing. So I'm very excited about that. So truthfully, that's partially why I got the new camera, because I'm recording a bunch of new videos. We have new information coming out. We have a slightly new system. It's not like all we're trying to do is improve. It's not like, I don't think it's that big a deal. It's not like we're going anywhere. We're not changing anything. We're not even rebranding. We're doing nothing other than adding another platform that I feel like is going to be more, It's going to be more built around those that are serious about learning about certain things. And I mean, that's what we do. Like, we teach courses. Like, we have, we're going to add, like, we have a lower back program. We have a knee health program. We have a digestion course. Like we've got, and then that's all separate. That's separate than our coaching program. So we've got a lot of education that we've taught over the years, and that's going to be in those portals. So they're easy to find, they're easy to manage, they're easy to use. Like the user friendly ability from that platform is amazing. And I'm just scratching the surface about how much there is involved there. I asked the question. I'm interested in zinc. We take zinc every day. We take it for a zinc in liquid form. So if you could let me know in the comments if you're taking zinc, so yes, I'm taking zinc, or no. And if you could add in like zinc, that'd be helpful, because when I go back and watch the replay, I see when I see like yeses or nos, I don't watch the audio with it. So that would be helpful if you take zinc. And then in what form? Do you take it in liquid form? Do you take it in a pill or powder form? And then the last one, if you know the brand of it, that'd be helpful. So we're just doing just market research. We always, before we get into too much, we ask our audience, we poll friends, family, see what people are doing. And zinc is definitely something that's been on my mind here more recently.
One of the things I would like to ask of you guys is that some of you know that I don't run ads on the show and don't plan on in the immediate future. So the only ask I have for you is that you help us spread the word so we can help more women burn body fat, increase energy, and balance their hormones. And the only way that we can do that is if you can rate and review this podcast. So the single thing that I could have you do or could ask of you is to leave a review. It'll take 5 minutes or one swipe of the thumb. It would mean the absolute world to me. And more importantly, you could change the world for someone else. As many of you know, there's plenty of women that struggle in this age group for balancing hormones, increasing energy, and burning body fat. So if you could help spread the word, that would make a big difference in our life and probably someone else's as well.
Those of you that haven't heard, we have our Little Black Dress Gala coming up November 16th. This is exciting. We did this last year. We had a DJ, we had dinner, we had dance, we had prizes, giveaways. It was an absolute blast. So if you're local, this is this could be in Olds at the Pomeroy. And we gave away over $1,000 in prizes ourselves from our products. And we had thousands, plural. We had so much stuff to give away. It was bonkers. It was like we had about 100 people there last year, and I think a good percentage of people won something. So we're going to do that again this year. So that's November 16th at the Pomeroy. We just booked that date, and then we also we booked the DJ. Shannon. She was awesome last year. Everyone seemed to love her, so we asked her to come back this year, and we got her booked in. So yeah, we're excited about that. So what do we have coming up here in the near future? I'm done. I wanted to show you guys my new camera. And those of you, if you're listening as a podcast only, facebook.com/agelessenergy. You can find us there. And then we'll be talking about our new school platform here soon. We're actually going to do a evening Zoom live masterclass sharing the results of exactly. I'd like to do one more week. I think I'm hoping to drop more. I'm not like a real weight loss person. I almost never try to lose body fat. So this is a new avenue for me, but I'm hoping to lose drop a couple more pounds and firm up, drop a couple more inches. And then we'll share Dorothy's second week results. And like I said, the first week she dropped 2.2 pounds, which is awesome. So, and then I think the next week, so we should have 4 weeks of data before we share with the audience, and like we'll let you guys know exactly what we did, the foods we ate. How do you say that? We'll open up the curtain. We'll let you see behind the scenes of the curtain to show you exactly what we did to see those results. And of course, you can try them yourself. At any rate, have a great weekend. And if we can help out with anything, shoot us a message. We're always here. We're always around. Have a great day, everyone.